So my name's Seb. I'm part of Darkwater. It's me and Jack Siren. Um, we are announcing that we're supporting Ville Valo on his tour in Australia in about 2 weeks' time, which is very exciting.
It is indeed, mate. Thanks for joining us today.
That's all right. Thank you.
Now, as you just said, mate, Darkwater has just been announced to support Ville Valo on his upcoming tour. Kicks off in Auckland on March 23rd before hitting Melbourne and Sydney and finishing in Brisbane on March 17th. Like, I know it's just been announced to the world, but you probably known for a little bit longer. But has it actually sunk in yet? Like, is it real, or are you still sort of going like, what the?
Look, it definitely does not feel real. I feel like it probably won't feel real until we've left Melbourne because we never actually played outside of Melbourne.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
also just like a huge it's just a really massive deal. Yeah, no, we're stoked. It's it feels like they just kind of come out of the blue and very happy about it.
Great. And then, are you actual bona fide fans of his music, or it's just called good support?
I no, I was a fan of him and I did not know that he'd started um a solo project. So that was the first news to me and that was bloody sick. So that was a exciting piece of information to get. And then yeah, so I'm keen.
You're just not sure whether you should just let it all out there and get excited, or try and sort of keep it in, are you? It's great.
Yeah, no. Look, interviews not the strong suit. Jack doesn't even come to the interview because he was just like, one time I said music is my life on an interview and I can never do another one again. So it's just me.
Yeah. Well, the people listening can't see your face, mate, but I can attest to
Yeah.
the fact that you're happy as shit.
Yeah.
Now, Darkwater is still a relatively new outfit, mate. So, what does something like this actually mean to you as a band?
I think it's the biggest thing I could think of is that we formed in 2018 and we did get quite a bit of momentum behind us. And we played Melbourne Music Week with DAF in the end of 2019. And just as we were doing that, we'd kind of we had some offers of going on tour to the UK and to Europe, and it was like kind of building up really big. And then of course pandemic hit and our whole thing just crashed. All the momentum crashed. So this is just like really exciting. I think both of us, both Jack and I, kind of were like, oh, maybe it's gonna end. We kind of like missed the boat a bit and it's just not the right time. And but yeah, it's a huge deal to be supporting such a massive act. It's gonna I guess just like have a really big impact on how much we can get our music out there. And we have a new album coming out as well. So it's like very good timing.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. And from what
Yeah.
I gather, man, Billy personally selected you for the support as well. Like that's got a. I don't
Yeah,
even know what it's got to be. That's how good it is, man. Like,
I know. I know. It's kind of yeah, that's a little bit unbelievable. I didn't know that piece of information, so
yeah.
that's
Well, there you go. I read the press
that's
release.
bloody yeah, that's bloody good. I haven't read that yet. Damn. No, yeah, that's a huge um compliment.
Yeah.
There's so many amazing musicians here as well, so
I'm
not
wondering if
sure
someone
about
like sent your music to him and said, check these guys out, or if he just stumbled across you, or how it like it'd be interesting to know how it happened.
yeah, I would also if you find out, let me know.
But you
But
can
I
ask him, mate. You'll be sharing a stage with him. You can just ask him.
that's true.
He's
True,
a
true.
lovely guy too. I've interviewed him a few times, mate. Like
Oh,
he's an
nice.
absolute gentleman. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely ask them.
So there's going to be people out there that don't know much about Darkwater yet. So tell us a
Mm.
bit about the band.
So, what do you want to know? Let me try and think of how to.
Right, we started in 2018. So what sort of what music do you play? What are your influences? What are your goals?
Well, so yeah, it started me and Jack we were living together and both having a really shit time in 2018. So he's been playing music for about 20 years. He's amazing musician, and then had started producing on Ableton. So I guess like initially the influences were probably not the kind of thing that you'd expect for where we ended up, but you know, Patti Smith and Peter Harvey and stuff like that. And then like some like 70s rock and 80s. Obviously, we love the 80s goth sort of synthy, delightful music there. So that's like the big influences, but it's a tricky question to answer. For us, so it's me and Jack, who is the singer, does the production and plays guitar. He's actually kind of like the genius, and basically was like, I want to start a band, because his old band had wrapped up, and I learnt bass to join the band, and here we are.
Nice.
We had our friend V play as the drummer for a few years, but V's moved overseas now, so back to the two of us, which is how we initially started, which is, you know,
that's all you need, mate. If you're both doing what you're supposed to do, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Drummers are just surplus baggage anyway. They're a pain in the ass.
No. Lovely. V's excellent. Technically, we're synthwave, dark wave. That's always what I say to the taxi drivers when we hop in the car and they ask.
Overall, like your music mixes like mournful synthetic pop with gothic undertones. So I'm guessing atmosphere also plays a big part in your sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a huge. That's something that I think it's the combination of the synths and the backing, and then with Jack's vocals, because he's just got the most beautiful kind of voice that it just, I don't know, like the where it sits in the mix, it just makes this great dynamic atmosphere. And
how does that carry over into your live show? Like in the studio, I can imagine it'd be easy to get those atmospherics and those sounds, but when you take it live, is it difficult to replicate?
No, actually, like to be honest, we've recorded this latest album, and we did an EP that we recorded in like a shed, but we've mostly played live, and that's where most of our like, you know, momentum has come from. Live, we play with a backing of a lot of the synth production that Jack has done, so it's not live synth. That would be, I mean, really impressive, and maybe one day we'll do that, but you know, not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now. So the live parts are the bass and guitar and vocals, occasionally a little keyboard in there, but yeah, we play with the backing of synth production.
Oh. I'm gonna have to be careful how you answer this one, mate, because I could be setting you up, because it's a loaded question. So
great.
What's your mindset going to be when you hit this stage? Like, are you going to be doing your best to try and upstage Billy, or are you going out there to warm up the crowd for him?
That is not the question I was expecting. Look, I don't think we're going to upstage anyone. So I don't think he has that to worry about. I reckon, you know, sometimes people don't get to the gig early to check out the support. So I'm hoping that people do come, and then the people who've come to that, you know, just get like, I guess, put in the mood for like really just powerful emotion kind of music that's like very dynamic, very complex, and like the atmosphere that it creates when we perform is so, I guess, like engaging. And I mean, you know, halfway through, I usually like the first song, I'm always like so nervous still, because I'm not, you know, you can tell by my interviewing skills that like I'm not necessarily an extrovert, but by the time that we're into like the second or third song, I'm kind of like lost in the atmosphere of it, like, so, which is great. Like, I kind of lucked out being able to be in Dark Water, I think. So
it sounds like it suits you down to the ground, man.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Now, I did a bit of Google search, and I only found 3 songs. There was Poison, Chain of Hearts, and Siren Song. Is that all you've got at the moment?
No, we're on. So Spotify, we have our EP that we released in 2019. That was like a self-titled. It's got 5 tracks on there. And then on YouTube, there was a couple of live recordings of our newest stuff, but we have so in 2019 we got commissioned by City of Melbourne to write an album on the grand organ, the town hall. So COVID kind of messed with that a bit. We performed it in November 2019, but that is in its final stages of mixing, and it's going to be released this year. It's in its final mastering, actually. So it's going to be released soon through Heavy Machinery in Melbourne, which will be great. And then that will be, our first full-length album that's out.
Nice. Now, just say someone's going along to see Ville Valo and they find out that you're playing and they know nothing about you at all, and they want to listen. Give us 3 of your songs that they can listen to before they come to the show, so they get a good idea of what to expect.
Yeah, all right. I'd say Poison, if you go look that up on Spotify or YouTube. Poison, Siren Song, I think, is a good one for that. And then maybe if they're on YouTube, they can go find Dark Web, which I think would be a good one. Otherwise, if they're on Spotify, I reckon the 3 you said, like Siren Song, Chain of Hearts, and Poison, are 3. Or maybe they could also listen to Wasteland, which is also
they can listen to 4. Make them listen to 4.
Yeah. But Poison, I think, is always like the number one crowd pleaser. That one, actually, I didn't even know we were on Triple Down Earth, but I just found out pretty recently. And I think it happened because Thelma Plum had played us in our top 10 songs of 2019 and put Poison on there. And that was a real hit for us when we got on the radio.
Well done. Well done indeed.
Yeah.
All right, Seb. Well, thanks for your time, mate. Thanks for getting through that with me. The tour with Ville Valo kicks off. Where's my notes? Kicks off March 13th. Are you going to New Zealand as well?
No, we're doing Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane.
Cool. Well, I'll be at the Brisbane show, so I'll make sure I come in early and say hello and try and get rid of those nerves for you.
Yes, thank you.